Hi, I'm going to show you how to make one of these. It is a crown and it's called a Yako-san crown. And it's called Yako-san because of the modules that it's made up of, which I'll show you. There's a clear one. They're a little character and he is called Yako-san. I'll put the crown on and show you another one. So there's the crown, and yes, it's made up of these little chaps. I found them in a book, and they are. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we are. It says they're traditional. It says many Japanese children are able to fold this simple origami figure. Yako-san is thought to be one of the oldest folds known in origami. So I thought that would be an interesting thing to do. The fold is origami, but the crown isn't. Not pure origami, because you do need a bit of glue. Anyway, I'll show you. I have used magazine paper for this because you can find it's got a nice variety of colours, and I like the slightly shiny nature of it. You can use any paper. You can use white paper. You could paint or colour. You could put stickers on it. You could do it in whatever way you want to do it. I've cut my paper to 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, which is the standard size for origami, and I think it's quite a nice size for those creatures, but they could be smaller, they could be bigger. I've used 10 in this crown. It's quite big, even for me, but it depends on the size of your paper and the size of your head, so you can just make enough and so that it fits you. What you'll need to make it is you'll need probably 10-ish pieces of paper, between 8 and 10 perhaps. Whatever you're using, you'll need perhaps some glue. Now, I have to confess that I also used a stapler because I thought that's really going to keep it together. But I think glue would work fine if you were patient enough to let it dry before you put it on your head. Okay, I'll show you how to make it. I'll just angle this down. Now, I hope that's going to be clear. So here's my piece of paper, and I'm going to put it the side I want showing down. And as so often, I'm going to start by making 2 diagonal folds so that I can find the center. So there they are, made across, and then you fold each of the corners to the middle, like that. And then you turn it over and you fold each of the corners to the middle again. And this is folding a fortune teller, which I'm sure many of you will know. And if you don't, that's how you fold a fortune teller. And so we'll just have a stop on the way and have a look at that fortune teller. So then folding the crown, you can put your fingers in that way, and that is a fortune teller, which I know you're familiar with. Also, if you make quite a big one that way up, it's supposed to be a traditional sweet dish. Okay, so that's enough of that diversion. So we've gone that way, and then you turn it over again, and you fold it into the middle again. So 3 times you fold it into the middle, turning the whole thing each time. So there we are. So that's the 3rd time of folding it into the middle, folding all the corners in, and it makes a little square like that. And then you turn it that way up, And each of these squares has got this central gap in it. Now you choose one to be the head. I think I'm going to choose... I think I'm going to choose this one to be the head. And then each of these, you just push that up like that, and it opens up, and you fold those, you squash them down. If they're a bit tricky to open, just get your thumb underneath and push them down like that, and fold them, and again push it out, there it is, and fold it out. And there is the little figure of Yako-san. There he is. Now, as I said at the beginning, he is pure origami, but joining them together to make a crown isn't. So they don't have any... Lots of modular origami have locking systems, but it doesn't, which is why you have to glue it. So here's a bit of one that I've done before. Now, in the book, they suggest that the figures go this way, so you can see the character. But they want to curl this way. I suppose because of the flaps on the outside. That's the way they naturally curl. And I like them this way around because I think you could put something in the middle, maybe something, some shiny, some tin foil, or sweet wrapper, or maybe a sticker, or something that would be jewel-like in the middles and might just gleam out of those middle things. The way that I've joined them together is just to choose a sleeve. So there's one of his sleeves. Now, I like that sleeve more than I like that sleeve there. So I'm going to put this one inside this one. And the way I've been doing it is just to fold them down like that. Fold each corner in like that, just any way to make it a little bit smaller. And then just put a bit of glue, just enough to hold it in, really. There and there, like that, and you just put it in there, make it fit in like that, and press it down, and there's the next one. And what I've done with this one and the one that I made before is I have also, because I wanted to put it on straight away, I've also just stapled that join if you've got a stapler, and somebody might help you do that. But if not, I think the glue will hold, but you'll have to give it a little while to dry. So I'll lift this up again and show you again. And here's mine. I would love to see any that you do or make, and any variety, any variations on it, and see you wearing them. I have fun with it.